evening everyone. So students, today we will study SST and it is of second class, and the name of the chapter that we are going to study today is means of transportation. What are the different means of transportation? Okay, this is your 7th chapter of SST. Okay, now let us move to the contents of this chapter. What are the contents of this chapter? Let us see. Okay, so kids, in this chapter we will study what do you mean by traveling. Okay, this transportation is related with traveling. Understood? Then slow vehicles, fast vehicles, we will study about different types of vehicles that is used to travel. There are different types of vehicles like slow vehicles, then fast vehicles. Then what are the different means of transportation? What are the different means of transportation like land transport, air transport, water transport, and we will study about the importance of means of transport. Means of transport means what are the different vehicles that we use to travel from one place to another. Okay, so these are the contents of this chapter that we are going to study: traveling, slow vehicles, fast vehicles, then different means of transport, then land transport, air transport, water transport, and what is the importance of means of transport. Understood? So students, now let us start with traveling. What do you mean by traveling? Travel means to go from one place to another. What do you mean by traveling? When we move from one place to another, that is known as traveling. Okay, suppose you are moving from your house to your friend's house, that is also traveling. If you are going on a vacation from one place to another by means of transport, by different means of transport, whether you are going by bus or by train or by aeroplane, these are the different vehicles by which we travel from one place to another. And what is the meaning of travel? Travel means to move from one place to another. Okay, when we move from one place to another, it means traveling. Understood? Then we travel every day from one place to another to reach our destination. Destination means where we are supposed to reach, where we want to go, that is destination. Understood? We travel every day, yes or no? Even if we move from one room to another, that is also going from one place to another. That is also traveling. Okay, when we move from our home to our friend's home, that is also traveling. Understood? Then when we move from our home to school, that is also traveling. See, our parents travel to their places of work and we travel to school. Yes or no? Our parents, they go to office, to work, that is also traveling. That means they are moving from one place to another. When we move from one place to another, that is called as traveling. And there are different means of transport by which we can travel from one place to another. Okay, the places to which we travel may be far or near. Yes or no? The places to which we travel, it may be far or it may be near. Understood? Then we can reach to the places which are near by walking. When we move from one room to another, do we use car or bicycle? No, we do not use. How do we travel from one room to another? We travel by walking. Yes or no? Walking is also a means of transportation only because we are moving from one place to another. Understood? Then if we want to move from our home to our friend's home, if it is nearby in our own neighborhood, then we can go by walking. Yes or no? We often walk on foot to get to places in our neighborhood. When a particular place or a destination is nearby, when we want to go somewhere, to some shop or to our friend's house, okay, walking, yes or no? So walking is also a means of transport because we move from one place to another on our foot. We are moving on our foot. We are not using any kind of vehicles to move from one place to another. So walking is also a kind of transportation only because we move from one place to another. And some places are near, may be near, and some places may be far. Understood? But students, we cannot move to far places on our foot. Yes or no? If the destination or the place where we want to reach is far, we cannot go by walking. We only go by walking on our foot when the place is nearby or in our own neighborhood. Then only we go on foot. We walk on foot to reach that destination. Yes or no? But if a place is very far, we use vehicles. Understood? See, but we cannot travel on foot to places which are far. We cannot travel on foot to the places which are far. What do we use then? We use some vehicles. Okay, then we need vehicles to travel long distances or far places in a short time. So as our time gets saved and we do not waste time and we reach our destination or place within a short time, that means very quickly. If we want to reach to some place very quickly, we use vehicles, because if we go on walking on our foot, we will reach very late and the destination will be very far. But if we use vehicle to reach far destination, we can reach there early and also we can save our time. Understood? That is why we need vehicles to travel long distance. That means if we want to travel to far places, we use vehicles. Okay, and it saves our time as well as the place do not seem to be so far when we use vehicles. Understood? Then there are different types of vehicles that we use to travel from one place to another. And there are different types of vehicles, yes or no? If we want to move from one place to another, we use different type of vehicles to move from one place to another. Some vehicles are slow while some vehicles are fast. And the speed of the vehicles are different. Some vehicles are very fast. We can reach to the places very quickly. But some vehicles are very slow. We reach to a particular place or destination very late. If the speed of the vehicle is slow, we will reach to the particular destination very late. Okay, and if the speed of the vehicle is fast, we will reach very early. Okay, so there are different types of vehicles which have different speed. Some are slow and some are fast. Understood? And now students, see what are slow vehicles. We will study about the slow vehicles. Can you see the picture? You can make out by seeing the picture which are the slow vehicles. The first one is what? It is a bullock cart that is driven by a cow or a bull or buffaloes. Okay. Then the second one is rickshaw. Can you see? The man is riding a rickshaw. It is a slow vehicle. We use slow vehicles when we are traveling to nearby places. And when do we use slow vehicles? When we travel to some nearby places, the places which are not very far, which are nearby to us. To those places we use slow vehicles. Okay. Some vehicles like bullock carts and tangas are mainly used in villages. And in villages, what type of vehicles do we use to move from one place to another? We use bullock carts. The people, they use bullock carts, then tangas which are driven by horses, or some like they are also driven by cows, oxen, buffaloes. These are some carts and tangas which are driven by some animals. Okay, these are some vehicles which are driven driven by animals, and these vehicles are used to move from one place to another which are nearby to us. That means these vehicles are not far. And where do you find these vehicles? These vehicles are found mostly in villages. In villages you will find these type of vehicles. Okay. Then slow vehicles like cycle, rickshaw and auto rickshaw are used in towns and cities to travel nearby places. And in cities, what are the slow vehicles that is used? Those are the cycle. Then rickshaw, can you see in the picture the man is riding a rickshaw? It is a slow vehicle, right? We used to travel to nearby places where we can reach within a few minutes. Okay, to save our time, by walking if we go, it will consume more time. Okay, and we will reach late. So as to reach the place soon without wasting time, we use these slow vehicles to reach to nearby places. Okay, in villages, bullock carts and tangas are used which are driven by the animals. And in cities and towns, you will see cycle, rickshaw, auto rickshaw. These are some vehicles which are used in towns and cities to travel to the nearby places. Understood? And now kids, what are fast vehicles? Why do we use fast vehicles? Can you see the picture? You can make out. The train, the aeroplane. These are fast vehicles, yes or no? And when do we use these vehicles? When do we use train? When we are moving to the far places, the places which are far away from us. To those places, if we want to travel, we use train, aeroplanes. Okay. Fast vehicles are used while traveling to the places which are far. When do we use these fast vehicles? We use these fast vehicles when we travel to far places. Okay, the places which are far away from us, then only we use these fast vehicles. Understood? Vehicles like train, scooter, truck, car and ship are fast vehicles. These are some vehicles like train, then scooter, okay, then truck, car, ship. These are some examples of fast vehicles which we use to travel to far places. We cannot go to far places by walking or by using the slow vehicles. Can we go to far places by using bullock cart or auto rickshaw or rickshaw? No, we cannot go. We need to use this fast vehicles. We need these fast vehicles to travel to far places. Okay. And helicopter and aeroplane are fast vehicles. These are considered as fast vehicles because it helps us reach our destination in very short period of time. Okay, the time, it does not take so much of time rather than the other vehicles. Understood? If we use scooter, car or some small vehicles, it will take time, but using train, aeroplanes, helicopter to move from one place to another, we can reach very early and very soon because these vehicles are very fast. Okay, they travel very fast from one place to another. And when do we use these fast vehicles? We use these fast vehicles when we are moving to some far places. And train, scooter, truck, ship, etc. These are some examples of fast vehicles. And helicopters and aeroplanes are considered to be the most fastest vehicle because they can help us reach our destination within a short period of time. Okay. And now students, what are the different means of transport? Transport means to move from one place to another. Okay. Now what are the different means of transport? The vehicles we use to travel are known as means of transport. What do you mean by means of transport? the vehicles. Okay, the vehicles that we use to travel from one place to another, that is known as means of transport. Without vehicles, we cannot move from one place to another only by walking. Can we? No, we cannot move from one place to another only by walking. We need the help of vehicles, and these vehicles which help us moving from one place to another, which help us to move from one place to another, it is called as means of transport. Understood? And there are different means of transport. There are three different means of transport. Those are land transport, okay, then air transport and water transport. What are the three means of transport? Those are land transport, air transport and water transport. Understood? The vehicles that we use to travel from one place to another, the vehicles that we use, that means that we take the use to travel from one place to another, that is called as means of transport. Okay, and there are different means of transport. Those are land transport, air transport and water transport. Understood? So now students, what is land transport? What do you mean by land transport? There are different means of transport, right? Land, air and water transport. Now what is land transport? See, vehicles which runs on land are called land transport. The vehicles which runs on road, on the tracks or road that is built on the land, those are called as land transport. The vehicles which runs on land are called as land transport. Understood? Buses, cars, scooter, then train, bicycle, then auto rickshaw, rickshaw, truck, ambulance. These buses, these all are what? These are land transport. These are some examples of land transport like auto rickshaw, then ambulance, truck, bus, van, then cycle rickshaw, car, scooter, train. These are the examples of land transport which runs on land, which travels on land. The vehicles which travels or run on land are called as land transport. Okay. Then trains run on the track which is built on land. There is a railway track, yes or no? Where do this train runs? Have you seen a railway track? These trains run on the railway track which is built on land. It is not built on air or inside the water. Is it? No. This railway track is built on the land, and that is why train is also a land transport. These vehicles are the means of land transport. The examples I have already told you, like auto rickshaw, ambulance, truck, then buses, vans, cycle rickshaw, car, scooter, train. These are all what? These are considered as land transport as it travels or it runs on the land. That is why these are considered to be as land transport. Okay. And now students, what is air transport? What do you mean by air transport? The vehicles that move in the air, that travel in the air, those are called as air transport. The vehicles which move in air are called as air transport. Aeroplane and helicopter are the means of air transport. And the third point is, it is the fastest means of transport. This air transport is the fastest means of transport. That means if we travel by air means by using aeroplane or helicopter, we will reach the destination very quickly and very early comparing to that of land transport. Okay, we can travel to one place to another in aeroplane within very less time, and comparing to that, if we use train, we will reach our destination, but we will reach late as it requires more time to travel. Okay, the land transport, it requires more time to travel from one place to another, and air transport requires less time to travel from one place to another. That is why it is considered to be as the fastest means of transport. The air transport is considered to be the fastest means of transport as it requires less time to reach from one place to another. Okay, the vehicles which move in air are called as air transport. Helicopter and aeroplane are example of air transport, and this air transport is considered to be as the fastest means of transport. Understood? And now students, what is water transport? Vehicles that move on water are called as water transport. The vehicles that move on water, those are called as water transport. Okay, these water transport are also the fastest means of transport. These are also considered to be as the fast vehicles because it helps to reach our destination within a very short period of time. Okay, some examples of water transport are ships and boats. Ships and boats are the means of water transport. Understood? You can see the picture. Ship, boat. Okay, these are the examples of water transport. Yacht, ship, boat, submarine. These are the examples of water transport. The vehicles which move on water from one place to another, which travel on water, are called as water transport. And the examples of these water transport are ship, boats, yacht, submarine. These are the examples of water transport. Okay. And now kids, let us study about the importance of means of transport. Why is this different vehicles and different means of transport important to us? Okay. See, the different means of transport have become our basic need. Why it is important? Because it has become our basic need. Yes or no? Nowadays, everybody use vehicles to travel from one place to another. Even if they want to go to a short distance, they do not go by walking. They use vehicles. And if they want to go to far places, they use different means of transport, whether it be land transport or air transport or water transport. Yes or no? Since these vehicles have become our basic needs, there are some importance of these different means of transport. Since these vehicles, the cars, the buses, the train, aeroplane, ship, these all vehicles are becoming our basic need. Yes or no? Why is it becoming our basic need? Because to travel from one place to another, we use different vehicles. Yes or no? That is why these means of transport are becoming very important for us. And what are the importance of these means of transport? The first point is they make traveling easy and comfortable. The first point is that they make the traveling easy and comfortable. If we go by walking to one place to another, we will get tired. We will waste our time. We will waste a lot of time. Yes or no? And we will not even reach our destination early. So, to make the traveling easy and comfortable, these different means of transport are important to us. Okay. While traveling in train to some far places, which takes 1 or 2 days to reach, we go by train. Yes or no? It becomes our traveling easy. We just need to sit in one place. We can sleep. We can move comfortably. Yes or no? Then in buses also. But if we move by walking, if we move on foot from one place to another, it will take a lot of time also, and we cannot reach our destination early also. Okay? Since it makes our journey or our traveling easy and comfortable, that is why these means of transport are very important to us. Understood? Then they help us stay in touch with people. The means of transport, it also helps us to stay in touch with people. How? Like if we want to meet our friends, we can go to their place by using vehicles. Okay, if some of your family or relatives are living into different country or different state, we can go and meet them by using different mode of transport. We can reach them by the different mode of transport. Yes or no? Then they help us travel to different places around the world, and with the help of these different means of transport, we can travel to different places around the world. Okay, to different states and different countries we can travel by using this means of transport, because it makes our traveling easier and comfortable. Understood? These are the importance of means of transport. The first one is they make traveling easy and comfortable. Then they help us stay in touch with people. Then they help us travel to different places around the world. It also helps us to travel to different places around the world. Understood? So students, I hope you understood what you have studied. Okay, so let us revise once. Okay, I will revise once from the beginning. Okay, first what did we study? We studied about the traveling. Yes or no? What do you mean by traveling? Traveling means when we move from one place to another to reach our destination or to reach the place where we want to go. That is known as traveling. Yes or no? Traveling means to move from one place to another to reach our destination where we want to go. To reach our destination or a particular place where we want to go is known as traveling. Okay, we travel every day from place to place, like from one room to another, from our home to school, from our home to our friend's home. Our parents also, they travel to offices, to their working places. Yes or no? Everything is traveling. When we move from one place to another to reach some place, that is traveling. Understood? Then some places may be far and some places may be near. When we travel to some place, it may be far or it may be near. Okay, and to go to nearby places, mostly we walk and go. Yes or no? We travel on walking. When we want to go to the nearby places, how do we go? We go on walking. Yes or no? We go on foot. But to travel to far places, we use vehicles. Yes or no? To travel to far places, we go on vehicles, because we cannot travel on foot to places which are far. Can we move? Can we go to the places which are far? Suppose if your school is far away from your home. If you come to school by walking, will you reach on time? No, we cannot reach on time. That is why we use vehicles. Okay, and so that we reach to the destination early and within a short period of time, we take the use of vehicles to travel from one place to another. Okay, then there are different types of vehicles that we use to travel. There are different vehicles that we use to travel. Some are slow vehicles and some are fast vehicles. Slow vehicles are like bullock carts, tangas, rickshaws, which we use to travel to the nearby places, nearby our neighborhood. Okay, to travel to some nearby places, we use these slow vehicles like bullock cart, then tangas, then cycle, then rickshaw, auto rickshaw. These are some examples of slow vehicles. Bullock carts and tangas are found mainly in villages, and in cities and towns you will find like cycle, rickshaw, auto rickshaw, okay, to move from one place, to move to the nearby places. Understood? And fast vehicles is used to travel to the far places. When we want to go to far places, we use the fast vehicles. And what are the examples of fast vehicles? Like train, truck, scooter, car, ship, etc. Then aeroplane, helicopter, etc. These are some examples of fast vehicles which are used to move from one place to another, to far places. Why? Because we cannot go to far places on foot. By walking we cannot reach. That is why we use fast vehicles to go to the far places. Okay. Then there are different means of transport. Means of transport means the vehicles that we use. Okay, the vehicles that we use to travel, those are called as means of transport. And there are three different means of transport. Those are land transport, water transport and air transport. Okay. What are means of transport? The vehicles that we use to travel are called as means of transport, and there are different means of transport. Those are land transport, air transport and water transport. Okay. Now what is land transport? The vehicles that runs on land. The vehicles which runs on land are called as land transport. Okay. Like buses, car, scooter, ambulance, van, rickshaw, car, train, auto rickshaw, bicycle, motorcycle, all these are the examples of what? Land transport. Why? Because they run on they run on land, on the roads. Yes or no? The vehicles which run on roads, those are called as land transport. Understood? Then what are air transport? The vehicles which travel on air. The vehicles which move in air are called as air transport. For example, aeroplane, helicopter, then parachutes. Okay, these are some examples of air transport. And air transport is considered to be the fastest means of transport. Why? Because it helps to reach our destination very quickly and within a very short period of time. It takes less time to travel from one place to another. That is why it is considered to be the fastest means of transport. Understood? Then what are water transport? Water transport are those which move on water, which move inside the water, which not inside, it moves on water. Okay, those are called as water transport. For example, ship, boat, yacht, submarine. These are the examples of water transport. These are also considered as the fast vehicles because it takes less time and it helps us to reach our destination or place within the short period of time. Okay, so these are the vehicles which move on water are called as water transport. Okay, and we also studied about the importance of means of transport. Why the means of transport are important? Because this means of transport have become our basic need. Because to travel from one place to another, everybody nowadays they use vehicles, either cycle. To travel to nearby places, nowadays in towns and cities we use cycles, motorcycles, bikes, rickshaw, tempo. Yes or no? These are some means of transport that is used to travel to the nearby places. Yes or no? And when we travel to the far places, we use buses, cars, then trains, aeroplane, ship, to travel to the far places, to move from one country to another country, or to move from one state to another, or from one place to another. Okay. and these means of transport, it makes our traveling easy and comfortable. That is why these means of transport are very important, and it also helps us to stay in touch with the people. How? If we want to meet our family or some relatives, we can go and meet them by using these vehicles. Okay, then they also help us travel to different places around the world, and this means of transport, it helps us to travel to different places around the world, and it also saves our time, and it also helps reach our destination quickly and early. Understood? So this is all about the means of transportation. I hope you all have understood this. Okay, in the next class I will continue with the next chapter. Thank you for watching the video, students, and take care of yourself. Okay.